So, fifth year in college basketball, you played 2 years, 2 other places. What is your level of excitement going into this opener as opposed to your previous 2 stops?
Yeah, I think it's the same. That time of year comes around. First real game, although, we had a scrimmage and exhibition that matters too. But really excited to get out there for real Monday night. So,
have you played anything through your mind about how things might go this year? What it's going to be like to wear that uniform in a real game, playing some of those stages you guys are going to play in, or is this something you're just going to let happen and you don't really think too much down the road?
Everyone dreams and kind of thinks things through their mind. So definitely, visualizing certain things here and there. But I would say right now you're just taking it day by day. You try not to look past any opponent, any practice. You try to win every day and go like that. So that's what I've been doing.
Is there one part of Monday that you like visualize the most, like running out the tunnel, introductions, tip, checking in first time?
I wouldn't say a particular moment. It's just sometimes when you're out there, whether it's like a dead ball or, free throws, everything kind of just stops around you and it'll hit you sometimes. But haven't thought about, a particular moment. But obviously running out of the tunnel is cool. The introductions are really fun and jump ball and all that. But it's all enjoyable.
Pax, you played a lot of college basketball. You've been around it for a long time, obviously, with your dad. Like, what would you say this preseason, what have you seen this preseason out of this group that gives you hope for what you all can become this year? Like, what sticks out to you?
Yeah, I've been on a lot of teams, throughout my career. And one thing about this group that really sticks out is just how unselfish we are and how much we enjoy being around each other. I would say just both on and off the court, kind of the chemistry we've built in such a short time has been impressive to me, especially with so many new guys. So it's a group that loves being around each other, and that's not the case with every team or every program. So to be with a team where we all enjoy coming to practice every day and competing and going at each other, but knowing once we get off the court we're all best friends, it's really special.
That's something you need, obviously, the chemistry, but you can't force it. Mm-hmm. So you see what I'm saying? Like,
exactly, yeah, it's got to be genuine. And we've got a bunch of great guys in the locker room, so we're blessed to all enjoy each other's company and spend a lot of time together outside of basketball too. So.
Why else do you think you guys have that chemistry?
Say it again?
Why else do you think you guys have that chemistry and enjoy each other so much?
Why else?
Yeah, why what's kind of deep there about just being a little bit different group, especially you guys coming from so many different places,
yeah,
so many different experiences?
Yeah, I would say common goals is one thing. We all want to win, and we want to do it together, and we know that we can't win at our highest level without the guy next to you, the guy to your left and right. So I would say that's one of the biggest things that brings this group together. And then also just common interests. We all love basketball. We love watching basketball. We love hanging out together. Cracking jokes in the locker room. Like, it's just natural. So
what was your biggest advantage in your mind being a coach's son?
I think being around the game for so long, I've got a great basketball IQ, and just growing up watching games and going to college practices is something that truly kind of gave me an edge, in high school and freshman year in college. Just knowing how competitive and intense every day is at the Division I level. A lot of guys don't really know what that level is like, but just being around it my whole life is something I'm truly thankful for.
Can you make up for if you might have a lack of something like quickness or anything by being a coach's son and knowing some of the nuances of the game?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you look at all levels of basketball, guys, make up, not being able to shoot the ball or, not being able to guard the quickest player or jump the highest. They make it up with other things, There's guys at the NBA level that, are specialists and get paid a lot of money just because, they can knock down a corner three, or they can guard 1 through 4, or, step out and hedge on a ball screen. So there's a bunch of ways in this game where you can make yourself valuable. And I think one of the coolest things about basketball is how players find, that ability to create value for themselves on different teams.
What was your dad's reaction when you told him you were coming to Carolina?
He was excited. Both my mom and him were involved in the recruiting process, but they knew that at the end of the day it was going to be my decision. So they were there kind of to listen when I would talk to them and, break it down to them how I was feeling. But when I finally told them that I felt like this was the place for me and this was home, I think they were really excited because it is a stressful process, and it's a place that they love so much too. So they were relieved that Carolina was the place for me.
What was that process like for you? I mean, you were the first transfer to commit, and so it was pretty early on in the offseason when you decided to come here.
Yeah, it was interesting, especially being at Brown with the Ivy League rule, knowing the whole season that I wasn't going to be back with my teammates at Brown if I wanted to continue playing in college. So it was kind of this weird thing where, I knew next year I was going to be on a different team. So the coaches knew I was going to be in the transfer portal, but it wasn't like I was transferring, for different reasons. But it was chaotic, a lot of phone calls, a lot of texts, setting up Zoom calls, people flying out to visit you. But it was really nice to, have conversations and get to know people quick. But, I enjoyed it, and, I was really thankful I found a home here. And once Carolina, came calling, I knew it was the place for me. So.
You mentioned Michigan State a consideration?
No, it was not a consideration.
I mean, genuine question. I don't know. So.
It wasn't.
Do they play Monday?
They play Monday night. They host James Madison
Oh, okay. I was wondering.
Monday night.
This is kind of like a two-piece question, but what did you see in Carolina that made you want to come here, and what did you think that you could bring to Carolina?
Coach Davis's passion was something that really stood out to me. He loves this place and speaks so highly of it. Him being a player and then, coming back and, me and his wife here, like this is home for him. And I could really tell how special of a place it is just by hearing him talk about it. So that was something that was really attractive to me. And also just being a part of a program like Carolina basketball with a rich tradition and the winning culture and just the opportunity to be part of something bigger than myself was really appealing to me. And initially I thought that I could bring experience and, shooting and leadership and basketball IQ and being able to, play, make, create for others. And that's something that Coach Davis, agreed with. And so we both had aligning visions, and was kind of a perfect match for me. So I was lucky.
What were your expectations when you decided to come to Carolina? Could you have anticipated starting?
I didn't really have any expectations. I knew I could trust Coach Davis, and I trusted what he told me. And I came in, really looking forward to being a part of something bigger than myself and being a part of a winning group. And I believe in Coach Davis's vision. And I was willing to do whatever he wanted me to do, whatever the coaching staff wanted me to do, and whatever's going to help this team win. So that was kind of what my mindset was coming in.
You mentioned the unselfishness of this team. After the exhibition last Friday, Coach Davis was saying, from a basketball perspective, that maybe sometimes you guys are a little too unselfish, like making the extra pass. Is that something that he's communicated to y'all since then?
He has. I think that when we are open, we do need to shoot it. And, there's kind of a fine line between turning down a good shot to getting a great shot and knowing you have a great shot. So you're going to run into some situations where, maybe looking back, you should have taken the shot, but I think it's a good problem to have.
You mentioned the different things that you thought you could bring, passing, playmaking, et cetera, like shooting. What do you think is going to translate most immediately? Like on Monday, what is, fans walking out of the building, they're going to go, passing can really.
Yeah, I think one thing that people will take away is just effort and how hard I play and how vocal I play. I think that's something I really pride myself in, being able to control what you can control. Some nights your shot's not going to fall. You might play great defense, but they might hit a great shot. So if you can just control what you can control and do those intangible things at a high level, you're going to win a lot of games. And so that's something I think people will appreciate and take away.
How important are those first 3 games that you guys have at home? I know you all have been, together throughout the summer and things like that. But I guess from a continuity standpoint, how important are those first 3 games?
Every game is important. Monday night is what our focus is on right now, and then after that we'll go to Sunday, Lehigh. But right now all we're thinking about is Radford, and we're taking it day by day. So first we got to have a good practice today, but it's obviously incredibly important.
Pax, talking about effort, is the competitiveness there with this group? Because it sounds like the practices have been pretty intense. I mean, the older guys aren't mailing it in, is what it sounds like. I mean,
No, not at all. It's a uber competitive group. We got a bunch of guys that, really like to win, but they hate to lose more, if that makes sense. And every drill is competitive, whether it's shooting drills or, 3-on-3, 4-on-4, live play, free throws, like everyone wants to win. When we were doing conditioning drills in the summer, people were trying to win those. So it's really fun, and there's some good banter and then trash talk as long as it doesn't get out of hand, and Coach Davis isn't complaining about it. It's really good for us.
Last week I was talking to RJ about you, just trying to get his take on what kind of player you are. And I mentioned to him that you had 13 boards at Michigan State last year, and his eyes kind of popped. He said, that explains a lot. And then Armando kind of described you as being an edgy player, a much grittier player than people will realize. How soon after getting here did some of these guys comment to you about, dude, and you bring it, or you're pretty physical, or dial it down, or whatever?
Yeah, I think it was first week really, playing pickup. We had camp, we were playing pickup, late at night, and I just remember, I was coming on, I was subbing in, and Big Z, he mentioned to someone on the other team, he pointed at me, he was, hey, you got to box this guy out. Like, he doesn't look like he's going to crash, but he'll come up with some sneaky ones, some loose balls. And literally, like, the next possession, I got one, and whoever it was like, I see what you're talking about now, Z. Like, I got him. But, yeah, it's something I really pride myself in. I think with this year's group, I'll be surrounded with a lot better rebounders than I was last year. We were a little bit thin, and so it was kind of a bigger role for me to rebound for my team. So I'll try to help Armando, Harrison, RB guys as much as I can, but it's really hard to steal some away from them. They do a pretty good job rebounding the ball. So
what were those alumni games like?
They were great. The guys coming back from the NBA or overseas really is invaluable experience for us, just being able to pick their brain and compete against them. And it just goes to show the Carolina family, guys that are so willing to come back and play and teach the current guys.
Was there a guy there that you saw that you remember watching when they were in college and you're like, wow, I'm actually playing against this person?
I think all of them really. It's hard to pick one. With Marcus on staff, playing against Z, K. Will, like all those guys coming back. It's been great, but you definitely, look up to those guys that, were playing here when you were younger, and, now to play against them or learn from them or be able to work out with them in the summer is really cool.
Adam, last one.
Thank you, Valerie.
Yes.
How did you pick number 8? Was that Kobe?
So I love Kobe, but it wasn't Kobe. 8's always been my lucky number. I was born August 8th, 2000, and I had this moment in 2008. I guess it's like a golden birthday, but I turned 8, 8th month, 8th day, 2008, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And so ever since then, like 8's been my lucky number. And I also love playing pool, so 8 ball, like I don't know, 8 was just a thing, and I thought that this is my last year in college. This is the first year that you can get away with it.
Right.
Why not do it? So that's why.
A lot of synergy with 8.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.